Thanks for joining me. Pleasure to be with you. The motivation behind this, show or class here is a good friend of mine, D, aka also known as Head Mo. A good friend of mine. I've seen him recently, and every time we come together, we talk about some of the master teachers, some of the different schools of thought going on out here. There's a lot of good things being said. There are a lot of good teachers giving good history lessons, giving good facts, doing good research. I really believe it's a beautiful thing, and all of these brothers have something to add. And to be even more specific, he says they even going at it. They battling each other. There's places, and he mentioned a place, Sarnetta TV, where it's guys, they get to get in the same place, the same building, and talk about their different philosophies. Some people, got backgrounds in the nation. Some people come out of the Moorish science simple. It's all different type of people. Hebrew Israelites, all these different guys get on stage and get to teach and battle it out and let the people decide. I think it's a very, very beautiful thing. As I listen to some of the teachers, I do believe that they're missing something. And so as I talk about my factual position, I don't even like to call it a theory. He listening and he like, man, I think you should. You need to go up there. You need to go on Sarnetta TV. You need to battle it out with some of these guys. And we laugh, But I listen to him, and I think, what if I did prepare myself to defend these facts that I've been able to accumulate, really from birth, with the help from a lot of people? How would we, I even say defend our position the more I think about it, but what would I be able to say and not a long, drawn out, speaking with the volume of my, instead of real, tangible stuff that the people could do and use, quick, to the point. And then not only are there a lot of brothers doing different things with different philosophies and different solutions to our woes, but there are established community leaders like pastors and preachers and lawyers, and they talk as if they have our best interests in mind. How would I, if I was up against all of them, how would I defend this position? What would I have for the people that they don't have? Or how could I add to some of the things that they are already saying, but would make it even more of a movement that could be tangible and something that we could use to really be where we want to be? And that's all equal. I've thought about it, and how would I defend this position? What would be my facts if I had to pick out a couple of them? Or what would be the straightest way to show that I have something real and it's to be respected? And I said, let me picture myself up against, one of the greats who's got, procedures sovereignty paperwork and procedures and redemption processes and good information and IDs and different nationalities and all of that type of, different, how would I defend myself against that type of stuff with things that they offer? And so the first question I would ask, I think, for any of those leaders, the first thing I would ask is, do you have a social security number? That's how I would kick it off. And that's the easy answer. It's either yes or no. And I'm sure they would say yes. And then my next question would be, what is your race on your social security? And they would say black. And maybe proudly. And so right then, they're in my world, basically. Because I understand that very, very, very early contract, very, very important contract. And when we want to talk about the importance of the Social Security card and that Social Security number, we know that every time we do something important or official, we use our Social Security number. And so I do not need to explain how important it is. When somebody steals your identity, they have your Social Security number. It is your identity in this country. And so when they would answer yes to having one and black as the race, then I know that every other contract that they ever have put themselves in, they have done it as a black, which means a slave when we look at SF 181, or someone that is not an original human, so a subhuman. And I have people ask me all the time, yeah, black don't be. All of us who think we are black people and we think we define black, I ask you one thing. Did we decide? Did we pick the name? Is that a name that we chose for ourselves while we were practicing self-determination? If the answer is that we did not decide on the name or the label, then we cannot control it. We cannot define it. We can only accept it. And so we don't have the power over the name. An example of having the power over something that you name, you can name your kids, but you can't name your neighbor's kids because you don't have power over them. And so whoever names you has a power over you. And if we accept the name of an oppressor, then they still have power over us. And they exert the power by defining the name per standard form SF 181. That is powerful, to be able to say I can actually have a definition for your race and then can define it as less than me. Powerful. And so if you have a master teacher and a leader, I would ask them, do you have a social security number? Are you black? Where did black come from? Did we name ourselves black? Do you know what it means, SF 181? If you're asking me to contract in a certain way and fill out this form and do this and do that, don't I need to change the contract that I've already done? Some contracts that I'm already in? Should I be contracting as a slave and calling myself something else when all my life I've been saying that I'm the American slave, contracting as black? Any master teacher that I would confront, any person calling you black or purporting that they are your leader, they cannot be your leader if they are a slave too, and you want to not be a slave, because they can't teach you how to not be a slave, and I'm teaching you how not to be. And so I'm not saying they don't have anything good. I'm saying they should add this to the good stuff that they already saying. Give us our history, but still let us know where we went wrong, where the mistake was made, why this country has been treating us this way. Show us where we have been part of the blame by contracting a certain way, and telling them every time we fill out something important that we are the government slave they call black here. We didn't know what the term meant. We thought our actions dictated black, and it doesn't, because we didn't create black. We accepted it. And so where we think our actions dictated, they're proving to us that their definition is what dictates black, not our actions. And so I thank the head mo for challenging me in that way. And I suggest you guys challenge all of your leaders. Ask them if they talking good stuff. Ask them about the contract, the first one that you ever, the first one, the most important one. Ask them about that one. Ask them, do they think that that's a good idea, since it is your identification number? And add going down to the Social Security office and changing your race to white a part of their message, because that is where your freedom is, and that's the best redemption process out here. I thank you for your time. Remember, we did not create black. We are not black. Race equals caste equals class. Black is contracting as the government slave property. We right back in it. This is the most important information on the planet. And if you want redemption, if you want to be equal, the only way to do it is to voluntarily choose to be white in America.